to the NFL. When you look up and you're playing a great player, ones that are going to be Hall of Famers someday. So it's exciting for me. It's exciting for the team as well. But there's a lot of those kind of guys you play each week, and I feel like every week you're going to play somebody that's going to end up making a name for themselves in the long run. So for us, it's just this week. It's our next opponent, and you just got to treat them like the next one, like the next opponent. Don't make it bigger than what it is, and just go out there and continue to do what we've been doing the last several weeks and just find a win.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy DMac. Mike Sanford will join us in a little bit for Altitude After Dark. We have, it's great for you to be here. We're live from Stoney's on Lincoln. We just did our halftime stuff, and the Patriots and the Jets are going right now. The Avalanche are winning 3-2, so a really high-scoring affair with the Sabres right off the bat. And we'll have some fun here on this live show. Let me see, make sure I'm good. I'm good. And if I'm not good, let me know. But we got the comments scrolling. I can put comments out like this. How about this one? I'd have more empathy for Bo if he did his part than I could say Bo doing his part, the team is falling apart. Yeah, I mean, it's been like a very emotional week for Bo Nix. Pretty wild that he's as emotional as he is. You know what I could put up for you? I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me see if I can find it. But Bo was like really emotional. And I played this earlier on DMac Smack. Let's see here. I think I can find it. Yeah. Here we go. All right, let me play you this and see what you think. Bo Nix being caught up in this.
That's a great question. For whatever reason in life and in football, people think that we have this opportunity to doubt or question or hype up or tear down, these guys. And it's really in sport in general. We make this entertainment business a lot bigger than what it is, and we forget that, everybody's just out here having a good time, having fun, doing the best they can. But for me, it's quite simple, really. I delete all my social media. I don't even have it. So unless somebody says it to my face, I don't really hear it. And nobody's ever bold enough to say it to your face. So really, I don't get on social media. There was a time to where it was early on in my career at Auburn. We were undefeated. We went to Florida and we lost. And that's when I really actually got to know the bad side of this sport. And it's unfortunate for sure. But at the same time, it's what comes with the territory, and it's also a gift because it allows other people to see how you respond to adversity. And there's a lot of younger kids out there. There's a lot of people who want to be in our shoes. They want to grow up and be, just like us, and hopefully they're better. But it's good for them to see that not everything's pretty, not everything's happy-go-lucky. It definitely doesn't go like you planned. If it was like I planned, I would have won every national championship in college. We would have won the Super Bowl last year, and we'd be undefeated right now. But unfortunately, the other team is trying to do the same thing. So, life's not about being fair. You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to be faced with adversity, and honestly, a lot of people aren't going to like you. And I think the thing that it comes down to, the Bible talks about humility. The Bible talks about not being selfish. And it would be selfish for me to think that, I owe, or I'm owed a certain amount of respect or something else. And it's like, we're all human. We're all going through this battle together. But when the Bible talks about humility, it's all about seeing other people, being a great teammate, being a great role model to other people who are watching. At the end of the day, you just got to do your best. And, the best is good enough for me, and the best is good enough for the Lord. That's all he asks you to do. And so I'm proud to be in this situation. I know it's not easy, but, a lot of things in life worth having aren't easy. And so I can promise you, win a Super Bowl one day, people are going to say the same thing. You know, my dad's won state championships, and he's come off the field, and you know, people are like, "Hey, coach, you think we can run the ball more next year?" And like, we just won the state championship. It just so there's always going to be negativity, always going to be people in positions that literally have no idea what it's like, no idea what we're going through. But at the end of the day, it truly is a blessing because you can impact other people through.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I gotcha. I'm back. Thank you. You guys are the best. No sound, muted. I got it. Bo will crack under pressure. I don't know, man. Something's obviously going on, everybody. I mean, it's obvious. What it is, I really don't know. But clearly something's going on. So here is Bo being asked about finding joy and having fun. I swear to God, this is the question.
Well, I think it's great to win games. Honestly, keeps you confident, excited throughout the week because it's a lot tougher to lose these games when you know you have things to work on as opposed to winning them and knowing that you got things to work on, but you're winning games, and so you have a really good team to begin with because you're finding ways, and then when it starts clicking for you, it's going to be that much better. So we probably take for granted winning the games because we're not, it's not aesthetically pleasing or it's not as good as we want it to look, but at the end of the day, you play to win, and a win is the only thing that's going to matter in weeks to come. They don't care about stats, they don't care about what it looked like or if the offense or defense played well. They just care if you won. So we just got to find reasons to continue to win, and I do think that when we start playing, with all three phases of the game, all three playing well, I think it's going to be a lot more fun.
Okay, well, it's not fun now. You're 8-2, and it's not that much fun. I'll tell you what's fun. Our great friends at Journey Spice. We love you, Journey Spice. And you can go to this QR code right here. That's going to save you, boom. That's going to save you 10% at Amazon.com. Use the code GETSPICY and save yourself 10%. Journey Spice goes good on every single meal you can imagine, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We love you, Journey Spice. Seriously, you are the best. And again, this QR code gets you to Journey Spice Heaven. More on Journey Spice in just a little bit. So, yeah, let me put it in the comments. What do you think's going on? How are you feeling about Bo and Sean Payton and what they have? I'll tell you this. By the numbers, the Chiefs are beatable. I'm telling you. I'm picking the Chiefs to lose. I'm picking the Broncos to win 19-17. But that's conditional on a lot of things. I just think the Broncos defense will get to the Chiefs offense. I just do. And maybe I'm stupid in that, but I feel that's what's going to happen. We'll have Mike Sanford along in a little bit to talk about it. Here is Vance Joseph, who's talking about our guy, Patrick Mahomes, the witch, and what they're going to do against Mahomes.
For a long time. I mean, he's a winner. The plays he can make off schedule, that makes it tough. Obviously, they're in the huddle and they have a play called, and you can defend that play perfectly, and he can obviously buy time in the second act. That's where he makes his explosive plays. So going against Patrick, obviously, how you rush him is important. How you cover is important. But the second part is, just keep chasing him and keep plastering on the back end, because those plays they've made over the years, him and Kelsey especially, has been hard on defenses. So it's a true challenge. And they've got, these new receivers they've got. It's a track team. You got 4.26, 4.30, so that makes it challenging.
All right. Well, yeah, they're talking about Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice. Those are your two burners. Travis Kelce actually leads them in terms of yardage. Although, what's funny about Kelce? It feels like he's slowed down a step, but he's still doing great. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about that. Mahomes himself has been great, but they're 5-4, and a 5-4 team is actually favorited over the Broncos, who are 8-2 at home, which is weird to me. But let's look at some numbers here. So Mahomes 2,300 yards, Bo 2,100 yards, Pacheco, but he's hurt. So Hunt's their main runner, and Mahomes has a few yards in there too. Now, of course, we get the terrible news about J.K. Dobbins. At least we anticipate he won't play. Here is the injury report from today. So you can see, I got some comments over that. Let me see if I can figure this out. We got some new stuff going on. All right, so just for a second here. Surtain, yeah, it looks like with Surtain, I was hoping he would be available for this week, but it appears not putting him IR is trying to keep him available for Washington. Singleton, we know everything he's going through. What a week it's been for him. Jonah Ellis with a hamstring didn't participate. Dobbins, we don't know. We seriously don't know. He hasn't been put on IR yet. And we have Wallow. That's an inside linebacker. He's back. Mims is back. Sherfield and Cooper are all fine. So you're a little beat up. It's good to have Marvin Mims back, though. I'll tell you that. That was going to be a little scary if you didn't have Mims back. So I'm glad he's there. And Darren Rizzi, our special teams guy, who always has a sore throat because that's what special teams guys are. He talks about Mims.
Very unique, right? He's one of the better returners in the league, so having him back there certainly is a bonus for us. I'll start by saying that. With the game plan, it's a very good question. We're going to run different returns based on the returner. We have multiple returns we can run, whether it's downhill, sideways, sideline. We have a kind of a list of returns, a menu, if you will. And so, yeah, with different style guys, you're going to, there's really not much that Marvin can't do. But sometimes that list can maybe get a little limited with another guy. And so, yeah, it definitely changes. Now, whether you're going to return it, whether you're going to rush, I think that's all predicated upon maybe the field position, down and distance, game situation. But in regular situations, I would agree. Definitely Marvin gives you more options for sure.
All right. Well, I'm glad to have Marvin Mims back. And, of course, this week they signed little Jordan Humphrey. Michael Bandy gets back to the practice squad, and, away we go. In terms of how do you fix Bo, that's really the big question, right? How do you fix him? Joe Lombardi, offense coordinator in name, talks about finding a rhythm.
I think everyone's, completions help get you in a rhythm. And so finding completions early, and then everyone reacts to it different. And, I think we've seen from Bo, there have been, games where we've struggled offensively early, and then, all of a sudden he finds a way to turn it on and, do what we have to do in the fourth quarter or the second half or whenever we need it. Whatever we need to win a game, he finds a way. So he's resilient that way. And, I think there's a lot of belief that we'll find a way regardless of how it starts. And it doesn't mean we want to start slow, but, it's funny listening to, we got LJ back, and he said when he was on the sideline when we were down against New York and they were acting very confident. He was like, guys, you don't know what's going on over there. Those guys don't care. They're going to keep playing hard and do not let up. Do not expect this thing to be easy the whole way. So, LJ had that feeling just being here last year. And so, I think it's something that's real.
Coach, what does Lil George bring to the offense?
Of offense too. Okay, fine. They're resilient. No problem. That's awesome. That's a great trait. Coming from behind is a great trait. Resilience is a great trait. All of it's a great trait. What's frustrating is that so often you're in that situation. And I think it's all amping up to this meeting with the Chiefs, because if you look at the strength of schedule for the Broncos, it's much tougher now in the final 7 games than it was. I mean, let's face it. They have wins against the power ranked 30th, 31st, and 32nd team. Now, you also have, a win against the Eagles. That's, freaking phenomenal. That's amazing, right? So what is it, Sean? Are you going to make things easier for Bo or what?
I think it's not just it's not Bo. I mean, I think It's part of the whole process offensively, and constantly in our game planning this week. Certainly opponents vary what they do scheme-wise. This is a pressure team, and so our job each week, we're always looking to find easy completions. When I look at the touchdown reel on Mondays, I've said this to you before, sometimes you look at a play and you just say, player, he went up, made a great play. And then sometimes someone's wide open and you click that button, you save it, and that was scheme. And so we're constantly looking at, how can we find, those throws that that fit the scheme and the defense you're attacking.
Okay. Well, that's the job. Now, I'll tell you this. This is how the Bills attacked the Chiefs and were successful. They basically ran the ball up the middle. They weren't very fancy about that. And then they used their tight ends. And it worked. It worked. Kincaid and Knox. It worked. And I think you could theoretically do the same thing. I think Evan Engram could have a big game. And I think it's time that Evan Engram has a big game. I think Troutman could be big. It wouldn't shock me if little Jordan Humphrey comes up with a couple of catches that matter. But at the end of the day, you do have a big receiver, a virtual tight end, and that's your number one guy that you pay all the money to. It's time to get Courtland Sutton deeply involved with these games. Not kind of involved, but deeply involved. Courtland?
Winning, man, it's kind of hard to it's hard to put.
By the way, who's going to make up that t-shirt? Shoots. Winning. That is an awesome quote.
Winning, man, it's kind of hard to it's hard to put a comparison to what it feels like to win. I'm sure you got that word from Coach. Coach keeps saying that it's addicting to win, and how he's truly enjoying this, this time that we've been having success. And I think that carries over throughout the entire locker room. Everybody's enjoying this, and nobody wants to not feel that after, at the end of the week on Sunday. Everybody wants to continue to feel this feeling of joy and accomplishment at the end of the week, fulfillment, I guess you could say, at the end of the week. And, we're trying to do everything we can. We're working to do everything we can during the week so that we, can continue to feel that. And, just trying to be the best version of us. That's it.
All right. This may be the most depressed 8-2 team that I've come across in a long time.
Winning.
Okay. What can I tell you? That was the vibe out there. So it's a team that clearly is sort of happy. In the power rankings, maybe I'm putting too much into power rankings, but in the power rankings on ESPN, the Broncos went down. They are the least highest ranked, power ranked 8-2 team. The Chiefs at 5-4 they were a 3.5 point favorite. Let me check on that right now for you, and we'll get to your comments here in a second. The last time I saw, they were a schedule 3.5 point favorite. Let's see here. All right, we're going. Yeah, 3.5. Over under 44.5. I got the Broncos winning 19-17, so I got the Broncos in the under, I suppose. Listen, it's a weird game too, because this is not a make or break game. The Broncos have actually won a lot of make or break games. The Broncos have won all the games they should have won. Listen, man, the Colts are good, and you could have won that. Leverage. Chargers, good. No shame in losing to them. Other than that, all the teams that you should have beat, you actually did beat. So you're kind of fine. And with games against the Raiders, still to come. Washington's kind of a disaster right now. Jags aren't scary. I don't think are you scared of the Packers? It's not a murderer's row. And of the 7 games just to make the playoffs, which would equate what you did last year, you only need to win 2 out of 7. They got that. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. What you're curious about at this point is this really a contending team or not? That's what's interesting. Are you really a contending team? And when you see that there's clearly some sort of, well, you just know from the offensive numbers, you got a problem. You know what's funny though? Let me give you a peek at the offensive numbers. All right, the comparison between the Broncos and the Chiefs here. Okay, and you'll see here that, and I'll get that scroll out there for you. And I'll get that out for you. Hold on one second. I can clean it up. You can see that. Oh, that's defense. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Let me get the offense up. Sorry. Here we go. Sorry, here's the offense. So, I mean, look at all the green. Green is top 10. Red is bottom 10. Black is just in the middle. So you see that the Broncos don't allow sacks. That's good. And their red zone percentage is excellent. And then you get to the Chiefs, where aside from rushing, where they're in 12th, by the way, they're just outside the top 10. They do great in everything else. And they're a +4 in giveaway, takeaway, and time of possession. That's really the key for the Chiefs this year. They're really just taking their time, more so than they ever have. So they're giving you long drives. They're taking their time. They're kind of just grinding things out. But it's been a struggle, man. They are not good this year on the road. They lost in Buffalo. They're playing here. It's not like they have some sort of winning streak going against the Broncos. But the offensive numbers are obviously incredible. But if we turn to the defense, you can see where the Broncos shine. Shine like a diamond, man. First in red zone, first and third down, first in sacks, 6th in passing yards, 4th in rushing, 3rd in points per game. But look at the stupid Chiefs right there, which is interesting. Just outside the Broncos in terms of scoring. So despite the fact there's nothing like kind of incredible about the Chiefs, they do stop you from scoring. They're a veteran team, and they have that kind of savvy. So what's the deal? That's why I have the score. I have the Broncos just eking it out. I have them winning another one. I have them winning 19-17. There's enough there that indicates the Broncos can take this if the defense plays as they've been playing. They don't allow the Chiefs to do something bizarrely dramatic at the end of the half and the end of the game. If they can control that. And by the way, I have no doubts that that's what the game is going to come down to. I have no doubts that you are going to have to stop the Chiefs in doing something crazy. Let's see here. From my guy, Wes. Bo Nix in 2025. Yards 21-6, touchdowns 18, interceptions 8, completion percentage 60.9. The league average is around 66. Denver wins 13-10. All right. Well, I mean, you're sort of seeing it my way. So, I can respect that. Hold on a second. Let me get the comments going again. I like the running comments. I think that's pretty cool. We got some new things here on good old StreamYard, don't we? Let's see here. Oh, Manning, you want to compare Manning. All right. So, my man, I see what you're doing, Wes. My bad. Manning in 2015, 2,249 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 17. Yeah, 59.8. Yeah, Manning was terrible and hurt and missed a bunch of games. So, Wes, I understand your point. It's a good point. Like, you don't have to be absolutely incredible in order to get that done. All right, Coach Sanford. Let's see. I think I got him. Let me see here. Coacher is coming in hot.
Darren.
I got him. He's not quite in. He's circling in. There he is, Coach Sanford, my friends.
How are you doing, Darren?
Is he frozen or is he with us?
I should be with you.
It looks a little frozen.
Ah.
So, Mike, if you can hear me, you may want to refresh a little bit and get that going. That could be on me, too. Let me get rid of – oh, there you are. Well, you're kind of in. You're kind of out.
I'm hearing you.
I'm hearing you. It's my fault. It might be.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a bunch of things.
DMac, I'm
Trying
hearing
to
you.
make this as smooth as possible.
Darren?
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to hit the big refresh button here, Coach. See if we can't. Well, so hold on, everybody. We're doing a big refresh. Make sure we're good. Big refresh. Here we go. I'm going to do a reload. Hang on, everybody. Coach, I got you. Can you hear me? I got you.
I hear you beautifully.
We're good. I had to do the big refresh.
I appreciate it, man. How are you? How are things? how's Stoney's Uptown?
Stoney's is awesome. We're rocking with the Patriots and the Jets. The Patriots are up 21-7. Justin Fields
21-7.
is waiting for his revenge. And the Avalanche and Sabres are in kind of a tight game right now.
Yeah. You know what's funny, though, man? Let's just talk. Both the Avs and the Nuggets, even against, like, really every team feels like they have some life until they don't. Yeah. Because the depth of both of these teams and the firepower in their top flight players and their second line or subs, it's too good, man. It's too good. And it's unbelievable to watch both those franchises and what they're doing this year.
Well, I tell you what, I had a long time to amp up and give my thoughts on things. So I want to break down what you think in just 1 second. First, this from Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there. And to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
To Journey Spice, use the code GETSPICY at Amazon.com and you'll be good. All right. Thank you, Journey Spice. Anna and Rosa, we love you.
Oh, we love you.
Coach, I got the Broncos winning 19-17. Maybe we just start with your prediction and we can work our way backwards a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to see a better Denver Broncos offense. I really do believe that. And I don't think there's any particular rhyme or reason other than the fact that Bo Nix himself responds well. He doesn't have 3 bad games in a row. I just think that he's going to play better. The weather's going to be beautiful at a field. I think the Broncos are going to be just fine. I think the pass rush is going to create a lot of problems for Patrick Mahomes. And frankly, DMac, I think that the Broncos – since Sean Payton's been the head coach, and frankly, even a little bit at the tail end of the Hackett era, the Broncos have been a problem for Patrick Mahomes in terms of how he played. I know the record is the record. He's won almost every one of the games. What is it now, 10-1? But it's just he's thrown interceptions. I don't think the Chiefs play particularly well at a power field. I've talked to many NFL players that come to a power field and they feel the difference, and they know it. The altitude is real. The environment's real. I think hatred's got to be on a 10 for the Broncos fan base. Broncos country's got to bring it. And I think the Denver Broncos end up winning this game. I'm going to go with like 24-20.
So you have it a little higher scoring than I do. Why is that? What do you have going on?
I think that a lot of the overreaction to Bo Nix in the offense and even Sean Payton is a bit of that. You kind of hit the dog days going into weeks 9 and weeks 10. With no bye, where you're banged up, you're fatigued. You've already gone to London, you've gone to New York, you go to Houston. You play in a dome environment against the number 1 defense in pro football. That affects your confidence a little bit. And then when you finally get home, you play on 3 days rest, really, right? And you play in 40 to 60 mile an hour winds. And I didn't want to justify the excuse making. But there is some reality to it.
No doubt.
And I think the Broncos are going to rebound just fine on the offense side of the ball.
Really?
The defense is going to continue to do what it does. I think the Chiefs are good on defense.
Say again on defense?
The Chiefs are good on defense.
Not great, good.
They're really good.
Oh. All right. I can put the numbers up here again, bro. We can really look at it and you can tell me what's special about them.
What's
special about that?
I would say points per game, 4th in the NFL. That's pretty damn special, Darren. I mean, what do you mean? What's special about that? Net yards per game, 6.
You got me on that. That is pretty good.
Trying to say? Yeah, no, they're a top 4, 5, 6 defense in the National Football League. They've played some really good teams because the Chiefs are going to get pinned in some primetime games early on. So they've done this against good defenses, good offenses. But I don't think that they're as good as the Texans are defensively.
Right.
I don't think their defensive front is as good as the Giants was, and they're not as good as the Eagles are defensively.
Right, actually, let's look at this for a second. How can you be 21st in sacks, so the pressure's mediocre,
right?
21st on third down, and 23rd in the red zone, and only allow 17.7 points per game? That does not jibe.
The only thing I tell you is that, you know what, one of the best weapons for the Chiefs defense is that their offense knows how to stay on the field.
Yeah, that's where we were going. And by the way, I could throw those numbers up here too. And there you go. Time of possession, 5th, 31.42, which is so funny. That used to be the exact opposite of how the Chiefs started their dynasty. They didn't care about the clock.
No,
I mean they were just like, we're going to score, as often as possible. We're a fast break team. We don't care. Very different now, isn't it?
It is. And gosh, I even look at pull that back up. What's the third down percentage again? Offensive third down percentage.
Well, sorry, I got too much stuff going on here.
46, 9th. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, they don't turn the ball over. The Chiefs they're not turning the ball over offensively. I mean, they find a way to stay on the field. They play complimentary football, but not well enough. I mean, they're in danger of being a 500 team after 10 games. Somehow, some way, by hook or by crook. I mean, that's the reality of who the Chiefs are. But I'm not going to overdo the Chiefs' defense because I think the Broncos have faced, I'm going to say, 3 defensive fronts that are better than the Chiefs' defense.
Okay.
Giants, better defensive front. I know that they suck and they're terrible and they're awful, but that defensive front is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say for sure both the Texans and the Eagles are better defense.
Okay.
And I think that would play out. The Eagles are playing as bad offensive football right now as the Broncos are, and they're an 8-2 team also.
What's going on with Bo and Sean?
It's not great. It's not great. It feels like there's a semblance of dysfunction. Feels like there's frustration on both ends of it. I don't think that Sean is leaning into who Bo is. And I keep going back to this. Bo Nix, when recruited out of high school, he was the number 1 dual threat quarterback in America. Was not the number 1 drop back passer in America, dual threat.
Mm-hmm.
Sean doesn't want to lean into that part of his game. And I think that Sean continues to want to revert back to what he did with Drew Brees. He's not Drew Brees. Not Drew Brees. He's not Drew Brees. Right. So, and then I also think Bo's frustrated. I sense that Bo's frustrated. I think we've seen that. I think he gets frustrated by how much time it takes to get every play call in. I actually had the question tonight. Why doesn't Bo just audible at the line of scrimmage? I go, how much time does he have at the line of scrimmage? Even if he wanted to just do his own thing, there's not enough time to communicate that. There's really not. And so I think it's just an overall level of frustration on both ends. Somehow.
So all right, let's talk coach quarterback, because you've done a ton of this.
Yep.
For whatever reason, and I'm sure it's happened to you, you're just not on the same page with the QB, right? Or you're QB and you're not on the same page with coach.
Yep.
What are the do's and don'ts of fixing that relationship?
Well, the do's are you got to humble yourself, and you've got to expect the quarterback himself also to humble himself to get to a point of vulnerability and honesty about where things are. The don'ts are to go too far to yield all of your authoritative control as the play caller, as the coach, to say, I'm just going to do whatever it is that you want, because you ultimately can end up losing your team. Because if you do it once, then you'll do it all the time. And players find out, they know it. But there's got to be a moment of honesty and vulnerability that's a two-way street for this to get to that point where it's fixed. I'm willing to say that Bo would be more than willing to go there. I don't know that Sean would be willing to go there.
Okay, why?
Arrogance, pride. I'm a Super Bowl winning head coach. I'm an 8-2 head coach. I mean, it's the same reason why a lot of media members in Denver are afraid to ask him hard questions, right? I mean, do you think that when Sean's been asked very hard, pointed questions, how does he respond to it?
Gets defensive, sort of deflects it, that sort of thing.
He squashes it.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He doesn't allow for any real dialect to happen, like any real conversation to happen, I should say. Dialogue, sorry. So I think the same.
All right. So are these solvable situations, or are they workable situations? Meaning, like, hey man, we're never going to see eye to eye, but we can work together. I think be best friends or anything.
They're solvable because I've been around dysfunction before in football, and at the end of the day, when you have talented people, a lot of times they end up covering sins, and it happens way more than you would ever realize. Way more. It's, I think, Bo Nix's athleticism, Bo Nix's ability to respond. Bo Nix's, I think that we can't underestimate how valuable Bo Nix's father is as it relates to a guy that's a lifelong player, coach in the game of football, that Bo is obviously continually seeking counsel from, guidance, wisdom.
That's funny because he brought up his dad in the his rant.
Yep.
Of sometimes people are just never satisfied no matter what you do for them.
Right.
And brought up his dad as an example. What did you think of that, by the way? That 3.5 minute soliloquy talking about his dad, people not satisfied. I'm not on social media. And another time, second significant time, he's brought up his faith when it comes to sort of framing himself and centering himself. What do you think about that?
I think, first of all, his faith is, I think it's important to him. I think that's who he is. I think it's part of, I know the other half of the marriage of Bo, and she's, she's incredible. She's genuine. She's authentic. She's real. And there's nothing fake about it. So I respect that part. I respect the fact that it's not every press conference either. It's when asked about real vulnerable things. Now, I would tend to disagree with Bo. Early on in his soliloquy today, he talked about how kind of pointing to the fact that it's foolishness of the fans in sport to make some of the comments and statements that they make, because it's just people out there trying to have fun. I think I'm paraphrasing. These people are Sean's making $18 to $19 million a year. And it is entertainment. And guess what? The people that are criticizing, namely the fans that are booing, how much are they paying of their hard-earned money in let's just call it like it is, a very bad economy? They're utilizing their hard-earned money to be there. And so they're paying salaries. That's what's happening. Your constituents are paying your salaries by way of showing up to games, by tuning into the games on TV and those massive TV contracts. So yeah, when you enter that arena, Bo, Sean, guess what? It's fair game. You're compensated just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a young man who's just got the weight of the world on his shoulders right now. You're asking about finding joy and having fun. You're 8-2, and you say, well, maybe I will at some point, but it ain't now. This 8-2 team ain't now. We're in the power rankings and we're slipping, not moving up. It ain't now.
Yeah.
So here we go, Coach. Here we go.
This is the most consequential Sunday for the Denver Broncos in a decade.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Listen, you and Sean keeps saying we're going to have bigger games to play, and yeah, of course, when you played the Bills last year in the playoffs, yeah, that's a bigger game. That's a win or go home playoff game. I get it. But in terms of defining where you're at and who you are in the regular season, I can't think of a regular season game bigger than this to define that. And guess what? you have 7 games left, and they're not all going to be like this. And coach, I mean, even your Packers are having a hard time. I don't think the Jags are anything special.
Yeah.
We'll see with the Chargers. I'm having a hard time buying the Chargers, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe they are really good.
I'll tell you what I'm having a hard time buying right now, DMac, is that Sean Payton can beat Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. That's what I'm having a hard time buying.
Well, that could be true. You could be right about that. But you got to play the Raiders again. My point being, there's a lot of ways to get to the playoffs right now for the Broncos.
I agree, but let's just call the scenario exactly as it stands today, right? The Chiefs, from a postseason ramification standpoint, this is the biggest game of their season by far. They dropped to 5. A decade of dominance in winning the AFC West is probably, I think it's out of the question. I do. You go to 5-5, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It would require you to rip off 7 straight. To guarantee when you say the Chiefs have to win 7 straight to guarantee that they're going to win the AFC West for the 10th time in a row?
To guarantee they win the AFC West, yeah, and it would be 10 times in a row.
But they'd have to win 7 in a row.
Yeah, the Chiefs have won the AFC West. The next team to win the AFC West before the Chiefs
was the Broncos.
Was the Broncos in 2015.
Yep. Super Bowl year.
Yeah, Super Bowl year.
So I think for the Chiefs, this game is more must win from a postseason and AFC West ramification standpoint, and more must win for a is the decade of dominance going to continue? Okay. But I think for the Broncos, it's about this narrative and defining who you are. Sean Payton defining who you are as an offensive mind. Bo Nix defining who you are as a second-year quarterback that has the luxury of playing opposite the best defense in football. And I think it has a lot. I think if you play horrible offensive football against the Chiefs and you get beat, or if you get beat significantly, this is going to be ugly on it's going to be ugly on Monday. It's going to be ugly.
All right, well, we're there for it, and we've had this perfect fall, this undefeated fall,
right?
This non-losing in regulation fall for the Nuggets, Avs, and Broncos, which is stunning when you think about it. Absolutely stunning.
It is remarkable.
It's unreal. So we'll see. We both have them winning. We'll be on Altitude TV for the post-game show with Rachel Vigil and Vic Lombardi and maybe Andy Lindahl and an ex-Bronco or two. You never know what's going on, so we urge you for that. We'll be back on Sunday night, which I'll be doing that from Ball Arena, so I'll find another dark hole just like this one because the Avs are playing right after the Broncos, so that's a big day there.
Who do they play on Sunday?
The Islanders.
That's right.
Yeah.
We gave away the tickets on Tuesday.
That's right.
Yep.
And a little bit of a tight battle right now. What do we got here? A little tighter than I thought with the Avs and the Sabres right now, but they have their backup goalie playing, Mackenzie Blackwood. So, when you have your backup, you have lower expectations.
He's good, man. Mackenzie Blackwood's good. Really.
Yeah. He's a great backup.
He's really good.
I'll wrap things up here tonight with your take on.
Wait. You said Mackenzie Blackwood's the backup? It's Scott Wedgwood.
Oh, no. Mackenzie Blackwood is clearly the backup goaltender for the Colorado Avalanche.
No, Mackenzie Blackwood's better than Scott Wedgwood.
Oh, I don't think so, my fine feathered friend. And,
really?
Oh, yeah. They could have played Blackwood against the first place Anaheim Mighty Ducks on Tuesday. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
There was plenty of time and plenty of rest. You realize, you realize Wedgwood signed a 1-year extension today too, right? That, right?
It's 1 year. You're talking about him like he's Patrick Waugh.
He's Patrick Waugh right now, brother. Look at his numbers. They're unbelievable. I mean,
I'll buy it when I see it over the long haul. I don't
see it over like 30 games and you can, what?
30 games. How many games in are you right now?
You know what, my friend? No, over his career with the Avalanche. Look at. You need to do some research. That's fine.
Blackwood is fantastic.
Okay.
Last year.
Last year, yeah. I didn't know we were in last year. Are we in a DeLorean or are we in this year?
No,
where are we?
You're in the you're not even the quarter pole of this season.
Okay. It's all right. You'll understand at some point. You'll get it. You know,
we all need things to make sure that sports talk radio has narratives, as we call them in Boston, narratives.
Yeah, I call it truth, but you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I like to kill them with just non-narrative, non-radio narratives.
All right, Rick George announces he's going to step down as the athletic director at the end of the academic year. I know you know Rick very well.
Very well.
What are your thoughts about Rick? And is this a sign of something with Prime? Does it?
I don't know that Rick George was wanting to make the next hire of the football coach at CU, whenever that might be. That's just a feeling I got. He's been around for a long time. He's served CU well. He was great to me when I was the interim head coach. He was awesome. We met every single Monday for an hour, and we talked about the program, talked about the NIL. We talked about the issues with the transfer portal and how CU had the worst institutional restrictions in terms of getting transfers to come in undergrad. It was nuts. And that's why you were 1-11 in 2022. Part of that was 80% of the reason you were 1-11. We got that changed. We got it changed. We met with all the deans of every part of the University of Colorado and said, hey, we got to be able to take elective courses and accept them as degree applicable, because everybody was coming in as ineligible to CU. Me and Rick and actually Chandler Durrell attacked that after his own dad was fired. And it made a difference. But I don't know how long Coach Prime's going to coach. I don't. I think he could very easily be the head coach in 26, but it would not surprise me if he's not the head coach in 26. That's just a feeling I get.
All right, but you don't think it'll be related one way or the other to Rick George?
I think that Rick, either way, wasn't going to want to be the decision maker on the next head coach at CU.
Wow. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sort of.
I don't think that Rick and Dion are exchanging ideas about timelines, about their lives and about when I'm done, when you're done. I just don't think that Rick George would have been. I mean, dude, he just did it. He just did a coaching search. He just fired somebody. It wasn't that long ago. It's just end of 2022. It's November of 25. He's not 33 years old. He's not 42. Do you really want to go through that again?
No.
That's what I feel.
That's really interesting. Okay, we'll leave it there. CU has the week off.
Dude, do they have a bye every week now?
Yeah, tell me about it. And I loved what Prime said about I think they're going to stay around this week because we're going to practice them through Thursday. And then I was like, yeah, and they're students. And there's class. My son is in a class with a pretty prominent CU player right now. And I think that student athlete should pay a little bit more attention to being the student these days.
Yeah, that sailed a long time ago with college athletics, brother.
Yeah, well, hearing the reports about the group project has been fascinating this fall.
Yeah, that's all I can say is, man, you want to watch the purity of the great game of football. Plenty of options tomorrow as Chassa 2 playoffs kicks off, baby.
Good luck, brother. What a weird twist that you guys are playing Erie, huh?
Oh yeah, playing my daughter's school from a year ago.
That's crazy.
Yep. My daughter's old health teacher, Jeff Geiger, coming into Valor Stadium to coach against me tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
If you're lucky enough to survive that.
Yep.
And I don't mean for you to look ahead. Who would you theoretically be playing next?
Either Jay Keeps, DJ Bordeaux and the Legend Titans, or a very upstart Fort Collins High School roster that has got a running back that is apparently 6 feet, 210 pounds, and had 390 yards rushing a week ago against Thunder Ridge.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, he had
what?
Yeah, he ran for more than Ron Dane did in his.
Oh my God,
it's unbelievable. So,
all right. All right, Coach. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the morning sprint. Raj is back. How about that? Good to have Raj back.
And Raj gave me a great look at this gift right here. Gave me
that's awesome, man.
Portland State hockey jersey.
That's
right
gorgeous. That is awesome. That is really sweet.
Yeah.
By the way, Spring and Raj tonight after the radio broadcast for Between the Pipes. So if you want content, I see some people complaining on Twitch. There's plenty of hockey talk to come later tonight. Raj and Spring got you covered. So talk to your hockey heart's content. I'm actually leaving here and going to the hockey game. And
That's pretty cool.
3-2 halfway through the second. So, yeah, let me pack up and I'll get over to the Avs and you'll see me on with Spring and Raj doing a little report. And we have all sorts of coverage for you right here on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 and on our YouTube channel, too. For those who aren't subscribed, what's your problem?
So, yeah, just pound that like. Pound that subscribe, and then get ready to get pounded on Sunday night with all kinds of truth from DMac and the Coacher after the Broncos finally take down the witch at Empower Field.
Talk to you.
Shoots. I mean, winning